Think of a scene from a movie that you simply cannot forget. It might not be the climax or the big twist, but a smaller, quieter moment has burrowed into your memory. Gentle glow of a bicycle silhouetted against a full moon, a spinning top that wobbles but never quite falls, a dance in a diner between two unlikely partners. These moments are not accidental. They are the product of deliberate, painstaking choices. A director, in the heart of the creative storm, decided exactly how that scene should look, how it should sound, how it should feel. They chose the angle of the camera. They chose the swell of the music. They chose the precise moment to cut away, all to craft an experience that resonates long after the credits rolled. We remember movies more for these feelings than for their plots. A story can be summarized in a sentence. The emotional imprint it leaves is far more complex and enduring. The invisible hand guiding our journey through a narrative, shaping perceptions and commanding emotions. In this exploration, we delve into 5 distinct worlds: Spielberg, Nolan, Tarantino, Scorsese, Kubrick. By examining their signatures, we learn how their films feel so different. Style is a director's cinematic fingerprint. Grand sweeping gestures, epic practical effects, subtle recurring details, a way of framing a face. A strong, confident style elevates a simple story. A muddled style leaves even ambitious plots flat and lifeless. By dissecting these masters, we learn how their voices tell stories that entertain and become cultural touchstones. Each filmmaker commands a different part of our psyche. If there is one director whose name is synonymous with the magic of cinema, it is Steven Spielberg. His defining trait is an unparalleled ability to evoke a sense of pure, unadulterated wonder. He taps directly into the wellspring of childhood awe, reminding us what it feels like to see the world with fresh eyes. Spielberg achieves this by masterfully manipulating light. Spielberg achieves this by masterfully manipulating music. Spielberg achieves this by masterfully manipulating perspective. He frequently frames his characters as small figures, dwarfed by something immense and extraordinary. A towering dinosaur, a vast alien mothership, or a colossal moon. This visual language instantly communicates a feeling of sublime spectacle, making the impossible feel not only real, but also deeply, profoundly emotional. As Elliot and his friends race to save E.T., their path is blocked. Just as despair sets in, E.T. uses his power, and the bicycles lift off the ground. The camera follows them from a low angle, rising with them as John Williams's triumphant score soars to a crescendo. We see their silhouettes against the enormous glowing moon, a single perfect image that encapsulates freedom, a single perfect image that encapsulates friendship, a single perfect image that encapsulates the sheer joy of breaking the rules of reality. Spielberg's technique is built on a foundation of emotional clarity. He heavily favors close-ups on faces, especially the wide, expressive eyes of his characters, allowing us to connect with their feelings on a personal level. This is his famous Spielberg face, a shot of a character looking up in awe at something just off-screen, their reaction priming our own. He pairs these intimate shots with sweeping, majestic wide shots that reveal the source of their wonder. His camera movements are often smooth and deliberate, like a slow dolly-in that builds anticipation, or a graceful crane shot that reveals the full scale of a scene. All of this is amplified by his collaboration with composer John Williams, whose scores are not just background music, but an essential emotional voice in the films. The cumulative effect of these choices is a powerful and direct appeal to the heart. Spielberg's films make us feel. They bypass our cynicism and speak to a more innocent, hopeful part of ourselves. When we watch a Spielberg film, we are not just observing a story. We are invited to become children again, to believe in the extraordinary and to feel a sense of connection to something larger than ourselves. He uses the tools of cinema not to challenge or deconstruct, but to unite his audience in a shared experience of wonder and empathy. This is why his films have become modern myths, passed down through generations as touchstones of heartfelt storytelling. Where Spielberg targets the heart, Christopher Nolan aims squarely at the mind. His defining trait, an obsession with intricate structure and grand cerebral ideas. He treats narratives like complex puzzles, playing with the fabric of Time memory reality. A cinematic architect. Meticulous, almost mathematical precision. This isn't passive filmmaking. It demands full attention. He trusts audiences with non-linear timelines, nested realities, dense expository dialogue. His worlds run on rigid rules. Tension comes from characters who navigate, bend, break those rules under pressure. The zero-gravity hallway fight in Inception. Quintessential Nolan. The team's van tumbles through a dream layer while the hotel's physics flip. Nolan built a massive practical rotating set, not just CGI. Tangible reality makes the impossible feel viscerally real. Actors truly struggle against gravity. We feel the disorientation, a high-concept idea married to grounded physical execution. Nolan's technical arsenal, intensity and scale. He champions film, especially large-format IMAX, folding Parisian street spaceship traversing a wormhole city skyline at dusk. His sound design with Hans Zimmer is aggressive and immersive. Deep resonant bass notes, ticking clocks, swelling orchestral arrangements. Visuals. Cool, desaturated palettes. Clean, sharp lighting. The result, intellectual engagement and heightened tension. His films make you an active participant, piecing clues together. You're not just watching, you're trying to crack a code. Quentin Tarantino's cinema is an audacious and exhilarating blend of high art and pop culture, defined by its electrifying dialogue and sudden, stylized violence. His dominant trait is a mastery of voice. His characters speak in a way that is uniquely his. Long, winding, witty observations, pop culture riffs, philosophical musings, tipping etiquette, the name of a quarter pounder with cheese in France. These conversations are not mere filler, they are the main event. Tarantino builds character, mood, unbearable tension, creating scenes that are as gripping as any action sequence. He punctuates long stretches of talk with shocking, explosive bursts of violence, creating a jarring rhythm that keeps the audience on edge. The opening diner scene in Pulp Fiction is a masterclass in Tarantino's style. His camera work is often bold and deliberate, featuring trunk shots and long, unblinking takes that hold on a character as they deliver a monologue. Tarantino's technique is a lovingly curated collage of his cinematic influences. He borrows liberally from spaghetti westerns, French New Wave 1970s kung fu movies, but reassembles these elements into something entirely new and his own. His use of music is legendary. He eschews traditional scores in favor of hand-picked pop soul rock tracks from his personal collection. These songs don't just complement the scene, they define its mood and attitude, becoming inextricably linked to the images on screen. Watching a Tarantino film is an experience in style and attitude. The effect is one of pure, unadulterated cool. You hang on every word of his dialogue, anticipating both the punchline and the inevitable eruption of conflict. The sudden shifts in tone, from hilarious to horrifying, create a thrilling sense of unpredictability. You are never quite sure what will happen next, and that uncertainty is a huge part of the fun. His films feel alive, crackling with a rebellious energy and a deep, infectious love for the history of cinema. He makes you lean in, listen closely, and feel like you are being let in on a very cool, very dangerous secret. Martin Scorsese is the undisputed chronicler of the American city, particularly the vibrant, dangerous, and morally complex streets of New York. His primary mastery lies in his ability to capture and convey kinetic energy. His films move with a restless, propulsive rhythm that mirrors the lives of his often flawed protagonists, who are constantly striving, hustling, and struggling for their place in the world. Scorsese uses every tool at his disposal: rapid-fire editing, sweeping camera movements, and a meticulously curated rock and pop soundtrack to create a sense of breathless momentum. His films don't just show you a world, they plunge you headfirst into its chaotic, exhilarating pulse. The famous Layla montage in Goodfellas is the ultimate expression of Scorsese's energetic style. Following the Lufthansa heist, the film transitions into a sequence showing the grim aftermath. He is a master of the long, complex tracking shot, most famously the Copacabana sequence, which follows Henry Hill through the nightclub's back entrance. He works closely with his longtime editor, Thelma Schoonmaker, to create a cutting rhythm that is almost musical. Fast cuts build energy, jarring jump cuts create a sense of unease. Like Tarantino, his use of popular music is iconic. Rock and roll anthems providing the driving soundtrack for his characters' ambitions and failures. The effect of watching a Scorsese film is one of complete immersion. You are swept along by the story's relentless pace, living and breathing the highs and lows alongside the characters. The energy is infectious. You feel the adrenaline, but also the crushing weight of its consequences. His focus on small, authentic details, their habits, their language, their codes of conduct, makes their world feel utterly real and lived in. Scorsese's cinema is a visceral experience, rhythm, music, and camera movement combined. It feels less like it is being watched, and more like it is being lived. Stanley Kubrick was a filmmaker of unparalleled precision and control. Where other directors seek to capture fleeting moments of reality, Kubrick sought to construct his own, perfectly controlled realities from the ground up. His defining trait is his methodical, almost clinical craftsmanship, used to create a pervasive and unsettling mood. Every single element in a Kubrick frame is there for a reason. He was obsessed with symmetry, one-point perspective, and cold, sterile environments. His films often move at a deliberate, measured pace, using long, slow takes and glacial camera movements to build a sense of creeping dread or profound alienation. The opening sequence of The Shining is a masterclass in Kubrick's ability in turning a beautiful landscape into a source of terror. We see a tiny yellow Volkswagen Beetle driving through a vast, majestic mountain range, shot from a helicopter high above. The camera is unnervingly steady, and the landscape, while stunning, feels oppressive and isolating. The discordant electronic score by Wendy Carlos and Rachel Elkind immediately sets a tone of deep unease. There is no explicit threat, yet the combination of vulnerability, wilderness, and music creates overwhelming foreboding. Kubrick's techniques were famously meticulous. He would demand dozens, sometimes hundreds of takes to get a performance or a camera move exactly right. His visual signature is characterized by stark, symmetrical compositions that often place the subject in the dead center of the frame, creating a feeling of formality and unease. He pioneered the use of the Steadicam to create impossibly smooth tracking shots, like those following Danny on his tricycle through the haunted hallways of the Overlook Hotel. His lighting is often cold and diffused, rendering spaces like the spaceship in 2001, A Space Odyssey, or the War Room in Dr. Strangelove with a detached, clinical quality. Sound, or the lack thereof, is also crucial. He often uses silence to create tension. The effect on the audience is profound and deeply unsettling. Kubrick's films get under your skin. The slow pace and formal compositions can feel alienating at first, but they work to hypnotize the viewer, drawing you into his strange, meticulously ordered worlds. The mood of dread or intellectual detachment grows slowly, building to a powerful climax. His films are like flawless cold diamonds, beautiful, complex, and unnervingly perfect. Placing these 5 directors side by side reveals just how varied the language of cinema can be. E.T.'s glowing finger inceptions, spinning top Pulp Fiction's Dance, Goodfellas' Copa shot, The Shining's Twins, then, a split screen of all 5. While they all use the same basic tools, camera, light, sound, editing, their goals and methods are fundamentally different. They are all masters of their craft, but they are masters of different domains. Steven Spielberg is the master of the heart. He wants you to feel joy, fear, wonder on a primal emotional level. Christopher Nolan, in stark contrast, is the master of the mind. Then there is Quentin Tarantino, the master of attitude and voice. Martin Scorsese is the master of rhythm and energy, capturing the frantic pulse of life on the streets. Stanley Kubrick, conversely, is the master of control and mood, building atmosphere with slow, deliberate, unnerving precision. Together, these 5 filmmakers represent a spectrum of cinematic expression. From heartfelt wonder to intellectual rigor, from stylish cool to kinetic energy and formalist dread. For any aspiring filmmaker, studying these directors offers more than just a lesson in film history. It provides a practical roadmap for developing a unique artistic voice. The most important lesson is that style is not just decoration. It is a fundamental part of storytelling. Your choices in camera placement, lighting, editing should always serve the emotion and theme of your story. A common mistake for new filmmakers is to imitate a style they admire without understanding why it works. Kubrick's symmetrical framing, Tarantino's long dialogue scenes, will feel hollow if it does not connect to the core idea of your film. The first step is to know what you want your audience to feel. Start small and impose limitations. Pick one strong trait and make it the guiding principle of a project. Try making a short film where every shot is a static, locked-off take. Think creatively about composition and how to generate interest without camera movement. Or, create a scene that relies entirely on sound design to build tension with minimal visual information. These exercises help you master individual tools, which you can later combine into a more complex style. It is better to do one thing well than to attempt a dozen things poorly. Learn the craft inside and out. Watch how your favorite scenes are constructed, shot by shot. Don't just watch the movie, analyze it. Why did the director put the camera there? Why did they cut at that exact moment? Why did they choose that piece of music? Deconstructing the work of masters is like a musician learning scales. Once you understand the fundamentals, you can begin to improvise and create your own melodies. Test your work constantly. Show a scene to a friend without any explanation and ask them what they felt. Finally, avoid common traps. Don't overload your film with flashy visual effects or convoluted camera moves. Often, the simplest choice is the most powerful. A well-timed cut, a hold on a character's face, can have more impact than an expensive CGI sequence. Pay attention to every element, especially sound. A beautifully shot scene can be completely ruined by poor audio. In the end, what separates these 5 directors from their peers is the strength and clarity of their singular vision. They are not simply executing a script, they are shaping every frame, every sound, every performance to fit a deeply personal and consistent worldview. Their style is the conduit through which their stories reach us, transforming a simple plot into an unforgettable experience. Spielberg invites us to feel with the heart of a child, making us believe in magic. Nolan challenges us to think like a philosopher, engaging our minds in complex, high-stakes puzzles. Tarantino grabs us with the swagger of a pop culture savant, shocking us with his audacious voice. Scorsese throws us into the chaotic energy of the streets, making us feel the rhythm of life itself. And Kubrick holds us in a state of clinical observation, forcing us to confront a cold, unsettling, and perfectly crafted universe. These filmmakers demonstrate there is no single correct way to make a great film. Their divergent styles prove cinematic language is endlessly flexible. A single line of dialogue can be made to feel intimate, epic, urgent, heavy, all depending on the director's choices. Their shared trait is not a specific technique, but a relentless commitment to intentionality. Nothing in their films is accidental. This is the ultimate lesson for anyone who wants to tell stories with a camera. Your style is the sum of your choices, and those choices must have purpose. It is the difference between simply pointing a camera at something and creating cinema. For new writers and directors, the path forward is clear. First, learn the tools of the trade, but never forget they are just tools. Second, choose your techniques to serve the feeling you want to evoke. Let the story guide your hand. Third, test your ideas, be ruthless in your editing, and trust your instincts. Your voice will not appear overnight. It will be forged in the crucible of practice, failure, and discovery. It will be found in the choices you repeat, the themes you return to, and the unique way you see the world. Great film style is not a mysterious gift bestowed upon a chosen few. It is the result of discipline, curiosity, and a deep understanding of craft. It is the product of thousands of good choices, all aligned toward a single, powerful goal: to tell a story you want the world to see, to hear, and most importantly, to feel. That is how style becomes substance, That is how a movie becomes more than just a movie. And that is how a scene becomes unforgettable.